to express a lot of deep emotive things. I have to say, I have two, and it might be because they're new, and it might be because I had a big part in writing both of them. My second favorite original song that we have is definitely Maiden Mother Crone. Neil wrote those lyrics and explained the inspiration behind all of them. So, so sisters, come sing all together, sing through the blood and the tears we have known, come dance in the woods and the heather, rejoice in the maiden and mother and crone. So, he wrote such powerful lyrics, describing, if we're talking, controversially pagan influence, like I've been practicing since I was 9 years old, since I discovered that there was actually a spirituality around what I always felt was real and felt was true in this world. And reading all of those lyrics, my inner younger, granted I'm only 23, but they all say that I'm 37 on the inside.
47
my inner self, calling out.
Coming from the 300-year-old.
I am the young daughter. I will not be tamed. I will never be silent. I will always be brave. I will run with the wolves.
And never be shy.
Never be shy. And then the mother, I always, oh God, is all I will slaughter all threats to the babe at my breast. If you know anything about me, you know that, my 4-year-old son is my pride and joy. He is my entire life. He's the light of my world. And, as all of our band members can attest, they light up his world quite a bit as well, including Chase's son, Henry. Our kids are really, really, we do this to inspire them. Robert's son, Zachary, Marin's son, Danny, who's in the band with us. We all put this out into the world to inspire the next generation, to make the next generation something bigger and better than we're capable of being. So just being a mother and, my occupation is a parent educator, my job is to make other mothers feel like better mothers. So, of course, that rang true. And then the crone, the next phase in my life when I've learned all that I can possibly learn, and I've had all of these memories, experiences, and then looking at these wonderful women who I admire so much, number one being Marin sitting next to me, having her in my life as one of my very best friends in the world, as a sister for the last 2 years. We've gone through some shit together. We have gotten each other through some really rough times, and knowing that I can always depend on her, and then having all these wonderful people that I can look up to, Marjorie, Victoria, both of you.
Wendy Rule.
Not necessarily crones, but just women that have experienced more in life than I have, that have something to teach me, that I know that I can reach out to for anything at any time of day, and that they will instantly respond with as much wisdom as they're capable of passing on to me. My own mother. My mother is one of my biggest, not musical inspirations, but life inspirations. If I grow up to be my mother, then I'm succeeding in life. That the words that he wrote to that song, and then all of the music, because that song in particular, Neil wrote all the words, and the music just came to me. He said, I don't really have a tune for this, I don't really have a melody, these are the words. I changed them up a couple of times, and this tune just came to me like it was meant to be. It was one of those songs that came straight from the heart that we were able to collaborate on, and it was my first, the very first song that I wrote. I was 11 years old with my best friend, and it was the stupidest song in the world, but it was collaborative, and I loved that. And then Neil and I have been able to really collaborate from a writing perspective. And so that song, not only from a spiritual perspective, from a maternal perspective, from a female perspective, but just from my band is my family. Mm-hmm. And that song represents the closeness that all of us share, and the intimacy that all of us share, and the experience that all of us have shared. And so, of course, that song is forever going to be really important to me. There was a woman that asked Neil permission to get the words "I am woman and magic is mine" tattooed onto her body to show the world for the rest of her life. So, and when he told me that, I teared up a little bit, because those were his words, but I was able to project them into the world.
Nice. Awesome.
And being able to inspire people in that way, that's why we do this. ask any of us. That's why we do this, is to inspire people to
Make
see
children
to see those smiles back at us, to brighten one stranger's day. But anyway, I'm getting off topic because I'm so passionate about the music.
That's great.
My number one favorite original song right now has to be Lunar Waltz. And I'll go on a little bit about that song because it's really important to me. I've written a couple of songs that we play. I wrote Woodpecker. I wrote, the music to Maiden Mother Crone. I wrote Lunar Waltz. There's a couple more that I've been working on that I'm really excited to be able to introduce to everybody. Spoiler alert, there's one called Venom in Her Veins coming out soon. It's going to be steampunked out. Stay tuned. But Lunar Waltz. I wrote Lunar Waltz last year at Fairy Worlds after our close friend and wonderful, she's been, the last 2 years at Fairy Worlds, she's taken care of us from a band perspective. She runs the green room. She's just made sure that all of our needs are met. Molly Niffin.
Oh, God.
She is amazing. And she said, your sound is amazing. What it's lacking is you need a love song. You need a love song. And, within 2 hours, I locked myself into my tent, and this song just flowed out of my hand, out of the pen, onto the paper. And at first I told everyone, when they heard it, that it's not necessarily about me. First I told everybody it was about Robert, because Robert's the eternal Loveless. He's the.
That's not true. I love everyone.
He's the everlasting Casanova. And if you're not familiar with the song Lunar Waltz, gosh. Oh, moon, sing me a song that will help me go back to sleep. Oh, moon, dance with me, please, and I'll tell you a secret so deep. Of course. Change my mind, allow me find someone who will make me believe. Change my mind, allow me find the one who will teach me to dream.
Hey, we were kind of in tune.
That was good.
What were you going to say? I just want to...
So, I told everybody that it was about Robert because he's never going to find love, which I'm not going to say any more about. There's certain people that we adore in Robert's world.
I love everyone.
He loves everyone, but there's certain people that we adore. Some of them are listening right now. But to be honest, it was a really personal song for me, and I didn't want to admit it at the time, and it took me over a year to come to terms with it. But I wrote that song about a very specific person who had a lot of really positive influence in my life when I was at my absolute most vulnerable. If you know me, you know Moon. You know who my Moon is. And that song was written for him, and being able to share that in the world, and it's such a personal song for me. And then also, not only me loving that song and me being able to express that in the world, but also the support and acceptance that I've received from the band regarding that song. Like you said, Robert called it, it's his favorite song too. Neil mentioned it, Chase loves singing that song with me, and I love being able to use him as my marionette and my male counterpart on that song because it's so much more powerful as a duet. And I've written other songs for the band, but that one so far is my absolute favorite original song because it's so personally emotive for me.
Cool.
So,
wait, Danny, did you want to?
Yeah.
Danny wants to say something real quick.
Real quick. Yeah.
So, part of the reason why I do this also is, it's like most kids my age don't get to do this. They're just there. I like go on stage and show kids that you can do stuff like this someday. I guess.
I haven't done that yet.
Well
So basically, you at a young age want to inspire youngins like yourself to do something to follow their hearts and follow their own dreams and do what they want to do in life. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a favorite.
Yes, Robert.
You already said what your favorite was.
Well, my favorite was Lunar Waltz, but there's one that's particularly special to me because it started so long ago. It's a tune called Wings.
Oh.
That it's a rather dark tune. It's a dark tune about
She's calling.
someone expecting that they're going to find their answers with someone else rather than finding their answers alone. And it began as an instrumental back when I was making music for Marin's Belly Dancing, but it evolved into something more. And I've known several people along the years that influenced the lyrics to it. But it took us a while until we were in a place where we could actually perform it with the lyrics. And, oh, Gabby nails it. She so nails it.
Aww.
Duh. It's kind of dark, but it's also kind of empowering at the same time.
I gave her a good one.
At some point, you have to stop looking for your savior. And you have to believe you're your own savior. It's the only way this works.
I'm getting the tissues.
Getting tissues.
He's getting the tissues.
All right, we're so controversial. I think our most controversial thing is how much we love each other.
Right.
Like, you don't find that in bands these days, especially in small bands like us. You know, they compile out of really
Small
talented
bands.
musicians. They say, hey, I'm looking for a bass player. I'm looking for a guitar player. I'm looking for a drummer. Come and audition for us. They don't
Hold
pay
this for me a
attention to
minute.
the personality of the musician. They just pay attention to the musicality. And all of us came together based on our personality before our musicality. And it's definitely what holds us together and what keeps us so strong and what gets us through the hard times and what keeps us going.
It's very true. We're a family. We spend time together. We camp together. We long road trips together.
You know,
We're-
like I said, you know, you asked what I did in the band. I take care of people. I feed people. I love that my house is home base for everyone. I love that everyone is comfortable congregating in my home and that, you know, we can have family dinner and we can talk about relationships and we can talk about our hard days at work and we can talk about our struggles with our children. You know, it's not just about the music. It's everything. And you don't find many bands that can honestly say that, like, my bandmates are my best friends in life. They're my siblings. They're my parents. They're my children all at once. And we're able to maintain that with absolute certainty.
No.
Well,
But I'm gonna have to.
Nice. Cool.
You were getting cold.
Well, I'm going to have to leave the conversation.
No worries.
Danny's like, no, Mom. But yeah, we have work and we have
School night.
school tomorrow.
School night.
But we had an absolute blast. Okay, say goodbye.
Wait, there's like people listening, right?
Yeah.
So I can say goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, but thing is, hang on, guys. Danny want to ask us a question before he takes off. So how about we go ahead and do that right now? So Danny,
How many
what was your
weird-
question?
How many like you? So when you ask the questions, how many weird replies do you get in like daily basis?
For each interview, we get some pretty off the wall answers, but everybody's been unique so far.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Alrighty
I mean,
then.
You want to start in memory because there's a lot of memories that we have for the past year we've been on the air.
Can you give me an example of like super weird one?
Spider.
The one, since obviously you guys know that we've been mentioning a couple times that we're in two different cities, two different states really across the U.S. I don't remember who asked it. Was it Johnny Searfoss? I don't remember. But somebody asked us when we first started doing the question segment was, have you ever seen each other naked?
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
And it was just off the wall. It was like,